Have you gotten to a point in your life where you feel like you can't handle this anymore? The trial is too big, the pain is too strong? I want to tell you a story today. Around 2,000 years before Jesus came to this earth, there was a man in a country that would probably be around where Saudi Arabia is today. This man had everything that you could ever dream of. He had lots of properties, he had livestock, he had a big family, he had just a tremendous amount of wealth. And above all, he was following God. He was a Christian. You know, even though Jesus wasn't even there at this point, he believed that one day soon there would be a Redeemer, a Messiah coming. He was serious about his faith. I mean, every day he would wake up and he would spend some time with God. But one day his life changed in a radical way. He didn't know why. He didn't know that it was the devil who actually attacked him. All he knew was that enemies came and they killed the people that he was living with. At the same time, two natural disasters came and destroyed everything that he had, his livestock, his properties. Even his sons and daughters were killed. And it all happened in one day. I mean, you can't even imagine that, right? The pain is too big. It's just too much. And yeah, we could now ask the question, right? Like, why would God allow this? How can a loving God do something like that? And I want to answer those questions, but not today. Today, I want to share something with you that was happening behind the scenes, and the Bible tells us what was happening. This man was called Job, and before the natural disasters and the enemies and all of that stuff, the devil went to God to ask for permission. Yep, you've heard that right. The devil went to God and he wanted to prove something to God and to the other beings around there. So he was like, hey, can I do this to Job? And then God said the following. He said, behold, all that he has is in your power. Only do not lay a hand on his person. The devil wanted to show that Job was only worshiping God because of the wealth that he had and because of the benefits, because of the blessings. But God wanted to show to the devil and to the universe that we worship God not because of what he gives us, but because of who he is. He is love. You might be going through a Job experience right now. The Bible calls that a trial without cause. One bad thing happens and another bad thing and another bad thing, and it just doesn't stop, and you don't know where these attacks are coming from. Maybe depression has taken control over your life and you just don't know how to handle this anymore. But don't get discouraged. The main point of today's message is very easy and simple and yet profound. God will never allow something to happen in your life that you can't handle. Same thing happened with Job. Yes, the pain was there, the suffering was there, but God only allowed the devil to go this far. It was like he was drawing a line and telling the devil, hey, you can go this far, but not further. No one can touch my servant Job beyond that line. You know, Paul the Apostle, he wrote something similar. He said, no temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape, that you may be able to bear it. So the point is, God would not allow something in my life if he knew that I couldn't handle it. He gave this beautiful promise in the book Deuteronomy, and it's still true today. As your days, so shall your strength be. So just like with Job, okay, the universe is watching, okay? The devil is there, God is there, there are other beings, they're watching, angels are watching, and everyone is asking, okay, how does Vincent react when a trial comes? How do we react when bad stuff happens to us? Do we walk away from God because we just like him when he blesses us, or do we stick with him? So don't worry about tomorrow, focus on today, and remember that God will give you the strength to overcome. He promised he won't leave you alone and he's there to help you. So here is our main takeaway for today. No matter what's happening in your life, you are able to handle it with God's help. Oh, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but all of the Bible passages from our little series that we just went through came from the Old Testament. Some people today think that the God of the Old Testament is different than the God of the New Testament, and you know, the God back then was a little angry and a little weird, but now we have Jesus. No. As you can see, we have just read it. God has always been and he always will be the same. God's love has been there for thousands and thousands of years. It's not going to go away tomorrow. Don't give up, and remember, you will receive the strength from God to go through your trial. By the way, you weren't made to go through trials alone. We have a community that you can join on Telegram. We can share prayer requests, and my wife and I, we want to pray for you. So why don't you join us on Telegram? You'll find the link in the description below. I'll see you there.